Hey, Shalom. All praises, glory, honor, and fear. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Wahara Kakadash. And our honors to the elders, the true elders, laying down their crowns before Yahushai's throne. And that have died in this truth, that have actually strove for the truth unto death. Not prolonging the time, but actually like completing it, man. You know, striving for the truth unto death, just like Paul. You know, he's fight the good fight of faith. And he said that a crown of life was laid up for him, was waiting for him. And not just to him, but also those that also believe and love his appearing. And the Lord, he's appearing right now through all types of different similitudes and signs and so on and so forth. And when you go to Sirach 39, you start at verse 1. Cause I want to bring this out because you got to keep the Lord first, and everything else follows after that. Now, if you do something different, or you put something of this fucking world above the Lord, then that's confusion. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna be confused about what's going on. You know what the Lord's doing with your life. You know the things coming to pass. These certain things that are very rapidly at hand, about to happen in this world, and change is coming, and it's gonna be a change for the better, you see. And you know the flesh might not feel good. You know what I'm saying? The flesh it is gonna lose things. Yes, some of us might have to die for this truth being matter, but at the end of the day, it's all for something way far better beyond our expectations. Like it says in Wisdom of Solomon, so far above all that they even imagined. That's the salvation of the Lord's saints. Now, when you go to Sirach 39:1, I was meditating on this. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies." You see? So, going into occupy goes into your occupation. Matter of fact, let me get that word for occupation. The definition. Occupation. Alright, con. So, an occupation is a job or profession, the action, state, or period of occupying or being occupied by military force. That's heavy. Right, so we're occupied by a military force, that force being the spirit. You know, Lord said he's going to put his spirit, and then that great army would rise up. And that's what's happening. My key. Slaki. See, I'm going to read that again. Alright, so it's an action. That word occupation is heavy. It's a profession. So just like Leonidas and his Spartans, his warriors, their true profession was that they was warriors before anything else. Before they was a carpenter, wherever they were in the world, or back in Greece, when they was at war, when they was on that war path, with them trumpets, with Leonidas and those few chosen men, you know, able to hold their own, hold bow and sword and shield, and work as one. They were warriors. They were living and dying for their beliefs, their land, that the oppressors and the enemies were trying to take advantage of and put them in slavery and shit. And the same thing's happening now. You know, Esau in this world, they're trying to like put us back into slavery and captivity. And it first begins with your mind. So with these elders saying, oh, we're not in the new covenant yet. We're not in the New Testament yet. What do you mean you're not? You see, the New Covenant correlates with the New Testament. So when guys say, oh, we're not in the New Covenant yet, they're basically like prolonging it, and they're not like let's just say a wise man winneth souls, and we win souls to the Lord. That's why the Lord said, when one sinner repenteth, there is great joy in heaven, but before the Lord and his angels, over the 99 that didn't really need to repent. So the Lord, he's gathering the few that's left out there, and he's gonna really close this thing out, man. He's gonna bring the Third World War into absolute completion. You know, it's gonna happen physically. Right now it's spiritual. It's all spiritual. It's all spiritual. So this word occupation is the action, state, or period of occupying or being occupied by military force, right? So we're occupied by a military force, and that force being righteousness, truth, which you have to die for. You know, you can't strive for the truth until your YouTube channel goes down. It goes farther and deeper than that. See, and that's what guys are bringing up. They're bringing up twofold children of hell like themselves, even worse. You see, making men trust in things that are corruptible, that are weak, that are carnal. So this word occupation is the action of entering and taking control of a building. Capture, conquest, invasion, right? And the Lord said in Daniel 7:18 that the saints of the Lord shall take and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. But this goes with what? You sacrificing, man, giving that daily sacrifice. And you can't just say you have faith. You have to show your faith by your works. See, like having faith without works, or having works but having no faith, you know what I'm saying? Doing the work of the Lord deceitfully, having no faith, not believing in God, believing in your scribers and believing in your camp and your elder, wherever the hell. What happens is, it's like you having shoes but having no shoelaces, or you having shoes and not tying your shoelaces. So you're gonna end up what? Tripping, falling. You see, injury is gonna happen. You're gonna lose your shoes. You're gonna lose that like the scripture say in Ephesians 6, and take the going into the feet, you know, the preparation of the gospel. Matter of fact, let me get that. And also, occupation is a way of spending time. So our time is very valuable right now. Time is precious, and you can't get it back. You can't buy it back. You know, so there's no time to waste. You have to redeem the time, because the days are evil. It is the most demonic, darkest, most wickedest time ever in human history, man. And these times are, and so every day we get closer towards the end, it's gonna get more and more demonic, evil, and wicked around us. But that demonic spirit and that darkness, people gonna act like it's the right thing to do, or it's okay, and everyone's gonna be in that broad gate. See, guys, the Lord said those that try to save life is gonna lose it. You guys get a lot of guys, man. They're gonna try to save their life. They're gonna try to, if they try to save their fucking YouTube channel, that weak ass spirit, what do you think else they're gonna try to save? They're gonna try to save their job. They're gonna try to save you know what I'm saying, their life here, because they love their life here. They don't want to leave. See, we're in the spirit of leaving, departing, never coming back here, never remembering this place again, man. That's why the Lord said the old shall pass away and shall be never remembered ever again. You see? That's what that means. All right. Sirach 39:2. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. Right. So we're keeping the sayings of renowned men of what? Yahushua and the apostles. And when you go into Revelation, that's the gates. The gates have the 12 apostles. All right. Revelation 21 and verse 14. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. You see that? So it's very important to continue in the doctrine, not the doctrines of men, plural, but of one, the doctrine of the Lord, of the apostles. And the reason why, let me get this precept, is this precept is here is because the apostles were saying and doing the same things and going through the same things that the Lord was, a straight gate, one at a time. Being hated, being persecuted, being killed, striving for the truth unto death, and the Lord was fighting for them, and the Lord's fighting for us now. All right. Acts 2:42, and they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship, and in breaking of bread, and in prayers. You see, take 1 Timothy 4:16, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, right? What's being taught, what's being brought out. It says, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Right? See, and the Lord, when you go to the Lord, right, he said to beware of this leaven, not of Esau, not of woman, but of the Pharisees, of the Sadducees, guys in the synagogues. Matthew 16 and verse 11, it says, how is it that ye do not understand that I spake it not to you concerning bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees? Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. So it has nothing to do with carnal food. See, the Lord said the kingdom of heaven is not in drink and meat. It's not in meat and drink. It's more than that. You see? It's more than that. So you have to beware of what guys are actually rising. They're not arising to the Lord. They're not being raised up by the Lord in the Spirit. They're raising up themselves in their flesh, exalting themselves with carnal things and money and shit. Which money is an accursed thing. This money was gone by bloodshed. It was so during the 1970s. You had the golden with Nixon. I forget the exact term, but it was like the golden back rule or some shit like that. Basically, like, they took everyone's gold and silver and they just gave you death notes, gave you mortgage. You know, so you can't worry about that kind of shit. But what this, like I was saying earlier, what this world like does a great job at doing, it tries to like suck you in to the fucking madness, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a succubus. Oh, you gotta get this. Oh, you gotta buy that. Oh, you gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? That's why less is best. Less is really more. Less subscribers, less friends, talking less, buying less, eating less. You see? Because we're coming into the time of trimming your lamp. You know, doing without certain things. You see? Needs over wants. See, the flesh wants this, it wants that, it wants this. But your needs are very simple. You see, Lord said, pray for your daily bread. See, only to help you get it through the day. You see? Psalms 1 and verse 1 says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Why? Because you're going to be brought to everlasting life. You're going to be delivered. But you, those of you that are walking in the counsel of the ungodly, that are in the broad gate, that are with the multitudes and with the greats, the great millstones and the ones that's famed and praised and loved. For so did they to the false prophets. It says, nor stand with sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scornful. And they sit in these high seats. They sit in Moses' seat. You see, they're sitting in Moses' seat. But they're not doing the righteous judgments that Moses was doing and bringing to pass. They're not doing the things the prophets were doing. Like Elijah, he made that division. He separated. He said, who is with the Lord and who is with the prophets of Baal? The many prophets of Baal. You see, but his light is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf all shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. So it doesn't matter what we're doing, where we are. It's prospering. It's blessed. Whatever we touch is blessed. It's being healed. It's being completed. It's being fulfilled. It's being made whole. That's what the Lord meant when he said, greater work shall ye do, because I go unto my Father which is heaven, which is greater than I. You see, and Yahushua is greater than us. That's why the branch, right, we're all branches, cannot do anything unless it's abiding in the tree, in the vine, Yahushua. A lot of guys, see, we're in a very spiritual storm. A lot of branches are getting broken off. You know, lightning, you know, getting burnt off, you see. And only a few is remaining and abiding in the work of the Lord. You see? Matter of fact, let me get this precept. All right, so this is Matthew 13 and verse 49 says, so shall it be at the end of the world. The angel shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just. And we're a part of those angels. We're a part of that doing. You see, that's why we're hated so much. Because the wicked, they want to be all close and buddy with the righteous, so that they won't get judged. It's like their oh, you can't touch me card. You know, the righteous here with me. But once the Lord gets the righteous away from you, wicked wolves, then the Lord is gonna have that power to judge you and kill you. You know, and that's why, you know, when you might go through something in this world where you might know a friend or know someone in the world, and like, you know, they don't they don't care about you, they don't have any love towards you, but they always want you around. Like they're like a fucking leech. You know, you gotta fucking cast out. You know, it says, and it shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Yahushua saith unto them, have ye understood all these things? They said unto him, yea, Lord. Then said he unto them, therefore every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which bringeth forth out of his treasure things new and old. So yeah, we're able to bring out things of the Old Testament. We understand that. But we're not just bringing out things of the Old Testament and things that how it was in the past, but also things that are new. The Lord said he gives you a new commandment. And it came to pass that when Yahushua finished these parables, he departed thence. And when he was coming to his own country, he taught them in their synagogue, insomuch that they were astonished and said, whence hath this man this wisdom and these mighty works? Right? Because the only way you're going to be able to obtain this wisdom is going to keep you stable is if you have time of leisure. You have time to put towards studying and reading and meditating and praying and thinking upon the Lord and his kingdom and his word. But you see, that's how Yahushua was moving. Whenever he was in one city, you know, some would go down, and then he would depart to the next city and keep it pushing. You see? So it's Sirach 38 in verse 22. It says, remember my judgment, for thine also shall be so. Yesterday for me, and today for thee. Because in the spirit, it's already happened already. It says, when the dead is at rest, let his remembrance rest, and be comforted for him when his spirit is departed from him. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. And he that hath little business shall become wise. That's right. Because we have a little business in this world. We have little business in this world. We have to deal. Obviously, we have to deal in this world because of the flesh. We're in the flesh. But our big business, our main priority is the Father's business, which is spiritual. It has nothing to do with money or getting tithes and getting rich off this truth like a lot of these corrupted men have done. It says, how can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow and that glorieth in the goad, that driveth oxen and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks? You see, things of the flesh, of the carnal. You see? Because they're always thinking about numbers and money and this and that. You see? Yahushua and the prophets were never in that spirit. They were never in that spirit. Matter of fact, when you go to Matthew 11, and 1, it says, and it came to pass when Yahushua had made an end of commanding his 12 disciples, he departed. See, so Yahushua didn't command everybody. He only gave his commands to his true. And that brother brought that definition, that word learned in Isaiah 15:4. It goes into disciple, an expert at something. The prophet, you see, and this is our expertise. This word. He departed thence to teach and to preach in their cities, you see. Now when John had heard in the prison the works of Yahushua, he sent 2 of his disciples, and said unto him, art thou he that should come, or do we look for another? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, go and show John again those things which they do hear and see. The blind receive their sight, and the lame walk, lepers are cleansed. And an interesting and a beautiful thing, you know, my beloved, you know, woman, you know, shout out. Yeah, and you know, there's a quote too, behind every grape, you know, behind, I hate using that word great, but behind every, you know, upright man, there's a very, very holy woman, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, it says the lepers are cleansed, right? And the thing about leprosy is that there's no really cure for that. So the things that the Lord was doing was beyond science, was beyond healthcare and things of this world, the knowledge of this world. It says, and the deaf, see, because the Lord, he's the one that brought that curse, that brought that disease. So the Lord's ultimately the only one that can like really heal it and reverse it. It says, the deaf hear and the dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them, right? And like, when you go to Revelation, it talks about how the beast, the dragon, he does many miracles in the sight of the other nations. Well, yeah, the way he can make certain people, deaf people hear and certain blind people see, but that's through like their devices, man, their witchcraft and shit. And on top of that too, like they'll let someone try it out, but then they'll be like, oh, it's gonna cost you $1 billion. Like, it's corruptness, man. It's wickedness. Matthew 11:6, it says, and blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. Right? So only if you are actually blessed, because many are offended. The Lord said, many shall be offended. The love of many shall wax cold. You see? And open rebuke is better than secret love. So the rebuking openly is really showing real love, because you're hoping for the best, but you're expecting the worst, because you're hoping for our people to repent. But really, our people are just getting worse and worse. So that's that. So Lord, when you was edified, you know, keep your mind on the prize. It's high time to arise out of sleep, walk in the spirit, so you won't feel the lust of the flesh. With that, all praises, glory, honor, and fear, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Shalom to the election, the house of David, that have obtained it. And unto the blind, the rest that are blind, let the blind follow the blind, and both shall surely fall into the ditch.